Wait a minute, guys. Oh, there you are, Eric. All right, we're back. We're on now. Sorry. This is kind of a this is this has been rough setting this up, but we're here now. So go ahead, Eric, start us off. Oh, Eric's muted. You guys can't hear Eric? Oh, goodness. Not a great start. Can you guys hear me, though, at least? Oh, gosh. Okay, so Tori asked me to do this, and I had to, like, sign into all of his stuff, and his stuff is way different than mine, so I'm doing my very best here, so I apologize. I'm not sure why Eric is muted. I literally have no clue how to fix. I can hear him, so I'm not really sure how to fix this. That's we're not off to a great start, boys. Streamlabs moment. Yep, sure is, man. How do I fix this? Tori, where are you when I need you right now? Because I have no clue how to fix this at all. Yeah, you're imitating talking, you're not actually. You need a dry erase board, apparently. Oh, man. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't know if this is gonna fix it or not. I doubt this fixed it, but can they hear you now or no?
Hello? Hello?
You can hear him now? I did
Okay.
it! Let's go,
Nice.
dude.
Good
Wow.
job, Brady.
Wow. I don't
All
know
right.
how I did it, but I did, boys.
Good job.
Sorry.
All right.
All right, W. All right, let's
All right.
get this started now. Sorry.
Sam Dooley, you can mark this time as the start of the show. Everyone can skip over that part. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Blazers Uprise post-game show. Thanks for tuning in. And we got the one and only Crushables with me tonight, aka Brady Parks. Go check him out on YouTube. It's got an awesome rebuild channel, and just dropped a video today tearing down the Chicago Bulls.
Needs to be done, man.
And had a video yesterday about the Detroit Pistons. So if you're into that kind of stuff, go check that out. But yeah, Tori was at the game tonight, wanted to take the rest of the night off, so he left us two knuckleheads in charge, and props to you for figuring out all on your own. I'm proud of you.
I'm trying, man. This was overwhelming to look at, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So initial thoughts on the game tonight, Brady and chat. Love to hear your thoughts as well.
Man, watching this game, I'm just like in my head, are we having fun yet? Because this year has just been brutal, man. Like I just remember this off season, Tori was saying like how, a rebuild sounds fun in hindsight, but like once you actually start watching the product on the floor, it's not very fun sometimes. So that's immediately my thoughts. Like it sucks being a rebuild right now. And of course, another thought I had, we just don't have enough firepower right now, man. We are absolutely missing Anthony Simons, just missing Brogdon also right now. There's just Sharpe is probably tired as hell from playing 40 minutes a night. Like we need so much right now, and it's unfortunate right now, to be honest.
Yeah, and Sharpe, I don't know if he sat out the whole fourth quarter, but he didn't. There was this weird period in the middle of the quarter where we were playing our starters minus Sharpe with Chris Murray in the game, which was a totally different look than we've seen all season. So yeah, it's probably good that he got to finally sit a little bit this game, because we really are going to need him moving forward. And he looked gassed, man, like almost this entire game. Um, I I'm trying not to like analyze it too much from like X's and O's position, because like we don't, like you said, have the firepower to match up a lot, and we don't. My wife laughed at that for some reason.
I heard that's funny.
um, but anyways, it it's still frustrating to me though, because we come out in a zone the first couple possessions, and then we have Jeremy Grant on Donovan Mitchell, which was like an issue all last season, having him away from the basket. And then we get our guards like Skylar and stuff having to guard Mobley and Allen and stuff, or box them out on rebounds. And I felt like our defense on Mitchell was just soft this entire game. We just kind of let him do whatever he wanted. And I'm still wondering, it shouldn't matter what our personnel is in my mind. I'm still wondering where that tough, scrappy, take the best player out of the team, out of the game from the other team's defense is. And I'm kind of surprised that even though we have all these like inexperienced players and stuff, that we don't really do anything to pressure the other team's best ball handler. And I just thought at several points of this game, it's like, why aren't we getting the ball out of his hands a little bit? And it's just a little frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, overall, this team is just. I mean, I know some people are saying they're having fun watching it, but for some reason, I'm just not at all. Like, especially tonight, guys, just absolutely gas. And I will admit though, like, I thought we were gonna get blown out early in the first quarter. So the fact that we kept it close pretty much the whole time, we took the lead for a second there as well. So that part was nice about it. But other than that, man, I don't know. I was just like, this team right now is just, for me, it's not fun to watch at all. And I absolutely agree. We should be trying to pressure Donovan Mitchell more, get the ball out of his hands. No Garland tonight, so I think we should have tried to, dare. And then in the beginning, we were leaving like Max Strus wide open a couple times. And it just, right now, it's just been unfortunate.
Yeah, so you're not having fun at all watching.
Right? For some reason, I'm not, man. I don't know why. It just hasn't been fun to me. It hasn't been fun for me as of late.
I still enjoy watching the games. I think my heart, it's definitely less intense. So I think my heart's enjoying not having all the normal ups and downs of an emotional roller coaster. But yeah, when you're not super emotional about it, though, it also doesn't. To me, that's not as exciting when someone makes a play or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's still interesting to watch, and I still enjoy it.
I think the main thing is not having Scoot and like Simons right now.
Right.
That's another big part of it for me. We got like James, whatever the hell is Bouye. Sorry, I couldn't even for some reason remember it for a second, but I don't think he was that great tonight. I don't know if that experiment's working out so far with him. Duop Reef though was pleasantly really nice tonight. That was a nice little nice little bench addition. Nice little. Obviously, scoring off the bench for us tonight. I don't know. I'm trying to collect my words. I apologize.
No, it's no problem at all, man. Yeah, the bench actually was probably the biggest bright spot of this game. I don't know if they got to 50, but at one point towards the end of the game, they had scored 48 points, which is nice. Duop or Jop had like 16 or something like that. But yeah, Bouye struggled again for the second straight game. He's obviously not ready to play, or the moment's too big for him right now. Walker, I thought, did really well.
Jabari was nice tonight, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see Chris actually get some meaningful minutes. Scored his first points on a dunk on a nice cut.
Hit a 3 tonight too.
Hit a 3. Missed his next couple, but I didn't think he was terrible. He got blown by Karis LeVert a couple times, but the defense had no help. Especially the second time he got blown by, like Karis LeVert just walks right to the basket, no one's there. And that's part of the problem when you're switching a lot and your bigs end up on the perimeter. You don't really have any help defense, and that was a huge problem in this game. But yeah, that second unit defense can be rough at times, but I do. It was weird seeing them shoot well. The second unit, they shot a lot better than the starters in this one.
Yeah,
Um,
Thybulle and Jabari Walker and Duop Reef were like a huge reason why this game was even,
mhm.
relatively close. Those guys off the bench were great for us tonight.
Did you feel like we had a chance at all in this game, or was it one of those that, like, every time we went on a run, it just seemed
I
like it
don't.
was?
So like after the Jazz game yesterday, where we just made it close every single time, but never took the lead. Like for some reason, I had that same feeling. Like, yeah, I mean, I didn't think we were ever gonna win this game, and part of that's because I, remember playing the Cavaliers last year, and I don't know if they beat us both times, but I'm pretty sure they did. And neither game felt like we were going to win it, so I kind of carried that same feeling over.
Well,
One of them stood out to me like a lot because last year when I watched the Cavaliers Blazers, I was actually in the hospital watching that
oh
game.
no,
So because of my daughter when she was
yeah.
born, but that's why I remember that one or remember it so strongly. So I don't know. It never felt like we were gonna win this game.
Mm,
I thought we were gonna get blown out immediately, but I just have a lot of respect for Cleveland also, which
yeah.
is why I kind of felt that way the whole time.
Well, the Cavs game at Moda last year, I think, was the one where we had a lead late in the fourth and pretty much controlled the whole game, and then they just turned it on at the end and beat us. Uh, so yeah, I don't know if it was
Yeah, I can't remember
if
which
that
one it
was the
was.
one you're remembering or if it was the one in Cleveland, but yeah, it's tough. I mean, the Cavs, they were what, 4-6 going into this game or something. That's probably not indicative of the
Yeah,
team they
four and
are,
six.
but yeah, they're a tough matchup because you can't really play Reith with Aiton, and when we have Jeremy on the perimeter guarding Donovan Mitchell, that's it just leaves a tough matchup for whoever has to guard one of Mobley or Allen. And we got killed on the boards. I don't. Let me check what it finished at. It was 24-16 at halftime. Ends up being 47-30 on the
Yeah.
rebound. So they just completely controlled the glass. Um, I mean, we
Yeah,
had a couple of
they got a lot of second chance buckets. I remember that, or it
we
felt like they did anyway.
we had a couple of I think Reith came in and really attacked the offensive glass, and that was nice. Um, Kamara always is attacking the offensive glass. So we had a couple of nice moments on the offensive rebounds, but man, their size and ability to move the ball and get to their spots and break down our defense. Karis LeVert comes in and just blows by whoever's guarding him. And it was just really tough to just get anything going. Once we got it close, like they would just hit a big shot every time. It seems like that's been happening a lot to the Blazers this season, unfortunately.
Yeah, as chat is saying, we're getting crone boned. I guess is what's happening to us. Not really sure what
Hmm.
that means, but
Is
something to
that
do
a
with Joe.
plan?
Something
Joe
to
Cronin? Yeah.
something to do with
Yeah.
Joe Cronin.
Hmm.
But I'm just waiting for the day for Simon's comeback, man. I need it. I need it now.
Yeah. Well, we're still a month away, even though before the game, Simons was seen without his cast or whatever. He just had a small splint on. And yeah, so that's encouraging to see. Hope he's back somewhere near the 6 weeks because yeah, we really need someone
Yeah,
who can do what Donovan Mitchell did to us tonight.
yeah, Scoot, Simons. I mean, even Brogdon. I'll even take Brogdon back at this point. I mean, although
Mm.
Skylar Mays, I've liked Skylar Mays what he's done for us since getting obviously signed on the active roster. Even before that, he's given us some really good minutes.
Yeah. Isaac Figueroa had a member for 4 months member message. Thank you, Isaac. He says, Eric, please tell us your thoughts on the bench. Yeah, I thought the bench was good tonight. I don't know how many of these guys are going to play heavy minutes if we're healthy, outside of obviously trades and stuff. But I don't know. It's pretty good. The problem is we don't have any ball handling off the bench, and Bouye is trying his best, but he's just not a capable NBA player right now. So um, we just have nothing in terms of uh, a creator or a guy who can set up the offense off the bench. And you can see it. Chris actually had a really nice move. It was kind of shot clock was at 7 or 8, and he got the ball out on the perimeter, crossed someone over, got into the paint, and kicked out for an open three. And that was it was a really nice to see someone on the second unit create a bucket for someone else. Um, and then Reith was slipping some of the pick and rolls and getting some good looks at three. But other than that, it's just all I don't know. I feel like we've been saying this for years here on Blazers Uprise, but when you struggle so bad in the half court, I don't understand the pace that we play at. It's like so slow, and I feel like outside of a couple of turnovers where we got out and ran, this we should be speeding up the tempo and trying to score before the other team gets set. But we just don't seem to do that very much, except for on steals, and I don't really understand why.
Yeah,
Which
we were supposed to be it felt like we were going to be a fast-paced team this year too, with how young we got and high flyers we have now, but it has not been the case at all. It's kind of been similar to last year, where things are just slow, and we get Jeremy Grant ISOs at times, or just it's not what we thought for sure.
Well, I mean, Scoot was supposed to be the main reason why we're going to play faster, and Anthony can play fast, but Skylar just, I mean, he can speed up a little bit, but he just plays at his own pace, which isn't bad or anything. It's just he's not really the fast breaking type of point guard. Javon mentions that Thybulle was good tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Is he a sniper now? Like,
I know his shooting is really solid right now, man. I'm every time he shoots, I feel confidence going down for some reason. It never was like that.
And he's shooting them like right away, quick release, like with confidence.
Yeah, looks absolutely confident out there, catching the ball, just throwing it up there. Obviously got a couple. I feel like a couple steals tonight, and yeah, man, Thybulle. I love Thybulle has been really good, and he should be good for a contender maybe at the deadline if we do move him, because if he keeps that shooting going, then I think there's gonna be a lot of teams that are interested. Now, I'm not saying like his trade. I don't know if that makes his trade value better. It definitely can, but I'm not sure if teams still value Thybulle like that. But I don't know if we can say his shooting's a fluke anymore.
Oh man, if he's shooting 40% still at the deadline, I absolutely think that
it should
raises trade value a lot, because I mean that's the one, like, because most teams he goes to that are going to trade for him are looking for a 3-and-D player. They're not looking for like a creator or anything. So he's going to get spot up threes off kickouts, and he's going to get or he's going to have to be a big part of being a defensive stopper, probably off the bench. But yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, it can't be traded to Dallas this year. But if you had like a Luka or something who's kicking it out to him, and Thybulle's not having to create, I think that's a good situation for him, or would have been. But I think there's lots of teams that Thybulle, you could see him fitting in well, because he's also, I mean, he obviously probably doesn't want to be here on this losing situation, and would have loved to rather been on a team like Dallas that actually could contend this year or whatever. But I do think he's been good about things happening. He gets benched for Tamani out of the starting lineup. He still comes in and plays hard and stuff. Like, I don't think he's done anything wrong or anything. So I think his attitude this year will help him in trades as well.
Yeah, Thybulle's always had a fantastic personality, so I'm not really too surprised that personality has stayed up, and he doesn't look like upset about anything his role is. Obviously, he watched his.
He's always laughing on the bench when they show.
Mean, if you watched his vlogs when they were in the bubble, I mean, I didn't even know Thybulle that much, obviously, until then, and it's not like I know Thybulle, but like just knowing what kind of guy he is, I just could tell how great of a personality he had. So I'm not surprised that his energy looks the same no matter what his role is. So that should also be something that should be taken into account, that he's not a guy that pouts if, he's not getting what he wants. But yeah, Thybulle, he's been great, man. And I'm glad we have him on our team for now. He's been one of the bright spots here with this rotation so diminished. But, if we can get a first from somebody, I mean, I think we got to take that and run with it. Absolutely. We only gave up 2 seconds. Getting a first for Thybulle would seem like a home run.
Yeah, even if it's like, I mean, I'm not saying Denver or Boston would trade for him, but even if it's like late, like 29th, 30th pick, like I still think you take that and are happy with that.
Everyone, I keep seeing in the chat, did you see Garland and Grant chatting after the game? And I did not, because I, kind of turned the game off early to set this up. But I'm guessing, if I had to guess, does it look similar to when Nurkic and Grant and Josh Hart were talking? Is that what we're talking about?
Is that why people keep mentioning it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I did see them talking to each other, but I didn't really think too much of it. But
is that exactly what it was? They want Jeremy Grant in Cleveland?
I mean, who are we getting from the Cavs? They don't have many assets,
They don't
right?
even have the salary to match that. I mean, they do, but I don't know if we'd want anything from them that.
I mean, if they want to trade us Mobley.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mobley, sign me up for that. I don't know how realistic that is, but,
Yeah, they have Rubio's on a mid-level.
Maybe they want to move away from the Jarrett Allen Mobley pairing. We take Allen, flip him, or whatever. I don't know. Like, I'm just chatting at this point.
Yeah.
It's hard to think of a trade that would work between the Cavs and the Blazers on Jeremy Grant, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, their picks obviously are scarce now with the Donovan Mitchell move.
Yeah. Avars's Allen on this team would be so much fun. What are you doing with Ayton though?
Yeah, Allen and DeAndre Ayton.
I don't think they can play together. Yeah.
I hardly noticed DeAndre tonight either. I didn't really. I mean, didn't seem like a game for DeAndre tonight. Obviously Duop Breath was the guy here. Ayton at the 4.
Yeah, Ayton tonight goes 3 for 10 from the field, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Got 2 quick fouls early in this game that kind of hurt. And just never really got going in this game. Although 10 shots is a decent amount for him considering the season so far.
Feel like he got that many, to be honest.
But only plays 26 minutes. No assists, no steals, no blocks, 2 turnovers. Yeah, just pretty rough game for him. And also a rough game for Shaedon Sharpe. 2 for 12 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, 11 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. So he did actually do some other things, but like I said earlier, Sharpe just seemed completely like you could tell he was fatigued, man.
Yeah, I'm glad he only played 27 minutes tonight, because it's very apparent how much we're running him into the ground right now. Mm-hmm. That's another reason why I keep going at that we need our guards back, because Sharpe is taking all the minutes right now. Hello Tori in chat. I saw some unfortunate news. I don't know how true it is. I haven't looked at Twitter. I guess Tori's car got broken into tonight or something.
In the garage?
No,
no, he usually parks
or is that I thought I was seeing people say that, so I'm not sure if that's true or not. And if it is, that's absolutely horrific. I'm sorry, Tori. That sucks, man.
Yeah, I have a coworker whose car got broken into in the garage last week too. Yeah, that sucks.
Thankfully, I've never had to deal with that, thankfully.
Yeah. By the way, if Rich is still watching, happy birthday to Rich.
Yeah, happy birthday, Rich. Absolutely.
Sharpe, obviously the fatigue thing is the reason. And so don't take this the wrong way, but he was brutally bad on defense in the third quarter. Like he fell asleep so many times. He got just blown by while just standing there. Gave up on several plays. And I think that might be part of the reason why he didn't play much in the fourth quarter. Um, I'm talking about Sharpe. Sharpe, yeah. So, like I said, give him a pass because, I mean, I don't think anyone can withstand playing that many minutes, even if you're 20 years old. But yeah, did not look good on the defensive end tonight either. So, unfortunately, just it's going to happen. He's not going to be perfect all the time, but one of his worst games in a long time.
Yeah, he hit his first three tonight. I was like, oh, we about to get another good Sharpe game, and then after
Yeah.
that, it just kind of went
Well,
downhill. But yeah, 40 minutes is not sustainable. And I'm glad again, 27 minutes, absolutely needed that tonight.
and yeah, he had a couple of drives where usually he goes strong at the defense, but he was kind of shying away and flipping it up, like Nurk style, like just trying to like throw it up at the rim. And I don't know, he didn't seem as locked in as normal, outside of that first three. But that first three, so we hit that one, and then I forgot who it was, but someone hit a three at the end of the first quarter. Might have been Jabari,
Yeah, I think it was.
like a few seconds before the end of the third quarter or first quarter. But in between those two, in that first quarter, we missed 10 straight 3-pointers.
Shooting was
So
brutal.
we finished 2 of 12 in the quarter, 9 of 27 overall shooting. The shooting is just killing us right now because
We shoot a lot, and we're not very good
yeah,
at it.
we ended up shooting 37.4% overall for the game. We wasted a good 3-point shooting game for us, 34.2% from three. But yeah, it's just the shooting. The shooting is not good at all, and it's been a problem this entire season. We just cannot be efficient with our shots. And even on night tonight, where several people hit some threes that normally don't. We probably are talking about this team much differently if we're just like a little closer to an average shooting team.
Definitely could be. Absolutely, shooting has been shooting a high volume and just not very good percentage. So yeah, if it were like you said, if it were any different, then absolutely, I could absolutely see this. Obviously, being a lot better of a record. Which Braden, thanks so much for the $5 super chat. Goes into this thinking or asks, what do y'all think our record would be if we were healthy up to this point? I think Ant could have squeezed another win or a win or two for us. So thank you again, Braden, for the $5 super chat. That's interesting because man, we have not been healthy since the first game. So
Yeah,
man, you know what? We'd be what? We'd be 7 and we. Or sorry, that's not right. We'd be 10-1. No, I'm just kidding. Probably maybe one game under 500 if I was to guess. Maybe I still think we'd be like kind of mid, but I think with Simons we'd be at least close to 500. He was supposed to be the guy for us, and that's
yeah,
obviously big loss for us.
yeah. I think we win the second Memphis game if we have just one of Anthony or Scoot, and then the game after that against Sacramento, I think we win that if we have one of those two as well. Um, and the Laker game was right there for the taking as well. So that's 3 swing games. So we could very easily be 6-5 or 5-6 right now, and I think in a lot better shape.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Chris says even just Brogdon.
yeah,
Just
having Brogdon would be huge too right now. I mean, we just need someone else right now so badly. It's not even
yeah,
funny.
because well, if you think about it, if you just have one of Brogdon, uh, Scoot, or Anthony, then all of Skylar's minutes are more what Bouye is playing right now.
Yeah.
So instead of any Bouye minutes, we'd have Skylar as playing all those minutes, being solid, and then we'd have our normal point guard running the show in the starting lineup. And I think it would just be a lot smoother. Skylar's pretty competent as a backup point guard. So, um, yeah. So unfortunately, we're having to play all these guys that don't. And we knew Robert Williams was going to get hurt at some point
I
during the
didn't want it to be
season,
this
but
soon, though, man.
uh, and Reith's been. I mean, obviously he can shoot the ball and score and stuff, but he's not great defensively. So it's we have some of the same problems we've had in years past with our centers, especially our backup centers that can't defend. And um, like Cantor comes in and he can get a bunch of rebounds and score the ball around the basket, but he can't play defense. But I agree with Chris that Reith is at least fun to watch. Yeah.
I just had to simply address Gabe. Thank you for the nice laugh. That was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, obviously with Duop Reef, we get the shooting. Robert Williams to get more of the defense we needed, and losing him early was absolutely awful. This sucked, man. I already miss him. I didn't want him to get hurt this soon, but we knew there was a chance. It was inevitable. And it happened sooner than we all would have wanted, unfortunately. And that's just been the story so far this season.
Yeah. Just did you take notes on this game? Do you do that?
I did for the one time I come on with Tori, but tonight, Tori told me you do it, so I was like, you probably would be better at doing it than I would. So,
yeah. I just the Reith Jeremy lineups. I marked several things down. One is there was no help defense when those two were our forwards, our forward and center, and that was very frustrating. And then the rebounding was just absolute trash when those two were in. We couldn't seem to get a rebound on either end of the court for a while. So they got to figure out a way to the Blazers broadcast, if you watch that, talked several times about how it's like a focal point of the team to crash the offensive boards this season. But maybe it should be a focal point to crash the defensive boards too, especially when Aiden's not in the game. Yeah, I mean, 17 for 47 shooting at half, just not going to get it done. 7 turnovers in the second quarter alone when they kind of pulled away. We had actually, the game was tied at 36, and then they go on like a 19-11 run or something to end the half, which was tough. And then come out and in the third quarter, first 6 minutes of the third quarter, we only scored 6 points. So there goes our offensive lull again.
Brutal, man.
So yeah, that was difficult. It's just really, really tough to make a run when you're getting stops. Like the defense hasn't been terrible. I mean, outside of certain plays and stuff, and like I said, not really pressuring or taking the ball out of Donovan Mitchell's hands tonight. But for the most part, like they've had periods in games where they've gotten stops and it's allowed them to kind of keep close in some of these games, but they just can't make enough shots to come back in or come back fully.
Yeah, I've been impressed with how close we've been able to keep, games, because, like, I mean, I feel like a lot of time we should be getting just absolutely blown out and obliterated, but it feels like almost the last few games have been just close and there for the taking. We could have taken the Utah game last night several times. It just felt like we'd never take that lead. We took the lead for a brief second tonight. We got it really close again, and then they just went on the run, and then it was gone from there, and it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, that's outside of the, we lose the 3 games to start the season.
Yeah.
Outside of those, though, I mean, I feel like we could have actually won pretty much any game since then. So it's not like they've just been completely horrible and are just getting blown out by 30 every game. It is frustrating how we just seemingly can't score, and all of a sudden a close game goes to 13 or in this case tonight, up to I think 18 at one point. Um, it, that can be tough. Um, but I feel like they're at least playing hard enough to keep games close, and that's all you can really ask for when you're that outmanned.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we just keep games close the whole season, I can, absolutely live with that. I mean, this is a team that we didn't really know what the identity would be this year anyway, and we're keeping games close with how injured we are at the moment. And if we can get the reinforcements back, and maybe we can take some of these, I don't know. I'm not saying we could go be a playoff team this year or anything, but I think it would just, we're right there, and I don't think we're too far off from, maybe being around 500 at the moment. Like we're really really close.
Yeah. So I know you do daily fantasy on Prize Picks.
Yep.
Um, do you do you bet on the Blazers very often?
Yesterday I had a assist combo with Skylar Mays and Jordan Clarkson, and that was
Uh-huh.
one assist off.
Uh,
I earlier in the year I had a bet on Scoot over 10.5 points, and the one time I did that, he actually went over. So other than that, I don't think I've.
he had 11 that game, right?
Yeah, he had 11, just barely got it. I don't think I've done any other ones. Or I think I've done like a DeAndre Ayton one maybe one time. Maybe I haven't. I don't know, but I think that's it. So
Yeah.
not a whole lot on the Blazers so far for me. I know a lot of people were going on Shaden Sharp's overs tonight, and those probably did not hit at all,
Yeah, I would I would shy away from I don't know, it just felt like last night tonight was not gonna be a
especially on a
shade
back.
night.
Yeah, especially on a
Yeah,
back to back after playing 40 again. Like,
and he showed up on the injury report with a knee thing. I don't think it's serious or anything, obviously, but, I yeah, tonight I don't think was the night to bet on Sharp's overs, at least, maybe the unders, like Chris S says.
yeah, if you took the unders, you probably felt really good about taking the under on Sharp tonight. Again, only 27 minutes, so yeah. I mean, if the Sharp's gonna keep playing this many minutes, I mean, if he's playing 40, then over is possible. But with how gassed he is right now,
Mhm.
take the under every time.
James Zhang says this season's more fun to watch so far than any year in the past 10, and I've watched most of them.
I can't agree with that. I'm sorry. I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't been watching for 10 years, so I guess I can't, like totally say that. But since
I
I've watched, this has definitely
so
not been fun for me.
is it just because like you didn't for the people who think it's fun, I'm not saying that's wrong or anything. Like
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
anyone can enjoy anything they want to enjoy. Like I'm not gonna tell you you can't do that. I'm just curious for those who are really enjoying the season. Is it because you weren't a huge fan of Dame or the way Dame played, and you're just happy that you're not having to watch Dame anymore? What is it in particular that makes it more exciting than well last year at this point? You know, we're I I, I don't remember what our record was after 11 games, but after 14, and it was 10-4. Um, so, like, is that more fun than the game? You know, how many game winners Anthony has a big shot against the Suns right off the bat last season. Jeremy hits a big clutch three against the Lakers in LA. Then Jeremy hits that game winner in Phoenix. Um, Josh Hart hits the three in Miami. Like this point last year, we already had like all these exciting times. We beat New Orleans in, or, yeah, in their place without Dame.
That was a fun game. I remember that like it was
Yeah,
yesterday.
and they had Zion in that one.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I understand like last year's fell off once we started not playing well, and then we had injuries and stuff too. Um, but yeah, just I'm I'm curious, what that is, what makes it more fun? Because like, if we had Scoot right now, playing, he didn't get hurt, or Anthony, and, you know, we're at least watching them. I mean, watching Sharp, of course, is really fun. Um, but, I don't know. We're being robbed of getting to watch, you know, Scoot right now develop as well, so that's kind of put a bummer in the season for me.
Yeah, I agree. I already said it earlier, but it could totally be different for me as well if Scoot and Simons, because I'd be tuning in for those two guys alone. I mean, Sharpe, obviously, I still tune in for him a lot as well, and just being a Blazers fan in general. But having those two guys would just make this so much better. But yeah, just as you were asking, I'm curious too, because I mean, obviously, some people aren't always a fan of Damian Lillard and didn't like the way he played. I've seen that. People say that in chat. But yeah, I thought last year, even though it was crazy starts of the year, I just remember how locked in I was when we first started. Like the way we got off to a start, I was like, man, like I thought we were a contender. I was like buying the Kool-Aid, and then obviously things went downhill from there. But easily the most fun season for me was 2019 though, man. That playoff run was special. I remember, man, I was at my apartment, just moved in, screaming at the top of my lungs. My neighbor probably hated me when we hit that game winner against the Thunder. Great times, man.
Yeah. Well, the team certainly thinks that they were trying to sell that narrative that, without Dame, they're going to be able to open up to a lot of things. But there was times where this defense with Dame and CJ and a 3-guard lineup and all that stuff, like there were times where the defense was a top 10 defense. So I don't necessarily buy that it opened up stuff. And you watch Dame tonight just go off, win a game that Giannis isn't there, and say what you will, but I don't know. Like guys like Dame could absolutely do. Donovan Mitchell's like tonight could have done this too. They could just come in and facilitate and not shoot very much like Skylar does, but they're so gifted at scoring. Like, why would you want them to do that?
Yeah,
So like, I feel like sometimes people just they equate a lot of scoring with ISO heavy. But Dame, I don't know. Dame, I mean, of course he shot some logo shots or some early deep threes. But I don't think he ISO balled as much as people say he did. He like when you have pick and roll and stuff, that's not necessarily ISO. That's you're getting a teammate involved. He kicked out a lot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I don't think he was that much of an ISO player. I think he facilitated fine. And when players got hot, he had no problem letting a CJ cook or a Anthony Simons cook if he was on fire, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think that's kind of overblown. And the people who think our offense is like free flowing now or whatever, like it's not.
I don't see that either. To be honest,
we're still ISOing all the time. We don't have much movement. We don't have an elite pick and roll player. So yeah,
I think the only thing that's different is we don't know who's scoring the most every
right.
night. That's like the only thing to me that's different. I think the offense still looks relatively the same though.
And it is balanced. Like, there was, I don't remember if that was last game or a couple of games ago. We had like 6 players scoring double figures or something. And that's happened or come close to happening almost every game. Like we're very balanced scoring wise, but it's still like the 30th offense. Like it's not just because it's balanced doesn't mean it's like better or more fun to watch or whatever. It's I still think it gets really bogged down and it's really easy to stop. And it's mostly contingent on Jeremy Grant having to hit really tough jump shots over the top of the defense and DeAndre Ayton hitting turnarounds. And Skylar struggled shooting today, but like he's had to create some shots that he's doesn't seem 100% comfortable taking all the time. And outside of that, like you have, of course, Sharpe. It looks fun too. But I mean, Sharpe's not passing. He's passing well for his development, but he's not passing more than like Dame passed when he has the ball. So like I don't know. I think people are just choosing to want to believe that it's better without Dame, but I don't necessarily think it is.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I think that's guaranteed on this team every night is Jeremy Grant's going to get his shots, and then
Hmm.
everything else is just, free flowing, balanced, but not necessarily, we're not really sure, but we had what, 6 double digit scores tonight. I mean, that's basically what it's been. I mean, it's just a balanced attack, but it's not necessarily does not mean it's better whatsoever.
Yeah, we scored 95 points again. Um, yeah, I'm not saying that we need Dame or I want Dame back again. Like I was very vocal about being mad that they pushed Dame out, but I also, once they decided to move on, I moved on too. So um, I've been moved on since the draft, uh, and I do think if we were completely healthy, the offense would look a lot better and we'd be fine. Um, but I still don't think it'd be as good as when when we had Dame, at least on offense. And hopefully the defense can a better defense can make up for that. But you still have to have those guys who can get you a bucket so you don't go, like I said in this game, 6 minutes into the third quarter and only have 6 points. Like you need someone who can take over the game and keep you in the game on offense too. Um, and unfortunately, we just don't really have a lot of that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to, change that opinion if we get Simons back and things look better.
Mm.
Obviously, having him it just keeps going back to not having Simons was supposed to be the best player this year, supposed to be the guy that take the reins, and I just can't believe we lost in the first game of the season. It's just absolutely crazy. Like, how unlucky is that to not have that guy right now? And
Hmm.
it's brutal, man. It's brutal at the end of the day. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, we
Things could look
and
so much different right now.
watching like what Maxi's doing too, and just
Yeah,
thinking like
Maxi.
if Anthony could, like, I'm not saying he would have been as good as Maxi right now, but like if he would have been playing at a level somewhat near that, like just think of the narratives right now, I think it'd be a lot better. And then yeah, Brogdon gets hurt too.
Well, legit question. Talked about how I doubt management has any clue what they're doing on Chauncey, hence Sharpe's heavy minutes there. Do you think they have an understanding? As far as an understanding on Chauncey?
Um, can you expand on that a little more, Rich? Like, are you saying do they not know what to do with Chauncey as the head coach, or are they giving him directions or not giving him directions in terms of playing time, or what exactly are you asking?
I'm assuming you're asking about what management's doing Chauncey, and to be honest, I have no idea other than obviously if the I mean I feel like they probably feel like they haven't given Chauncey a fair chance. Maybe they still feel that way, and then obviously we know how cheap of an owner Jody Allen has been, even though they continue to say that's not the case. But that's my assumption. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, see, every time Cronin, I mean, who knows if he's telling the truth on this too, but I think he really likes Chauncey, and I
Yeah.
don't. I don't think he wants to fire Chauncey. I think he wants Chauncey to figure things out, and I think he wants to keep moving forward with Chauncey as his coach. Obviously, it could get to a point where that's just not going to happen anymore, but I don't know.
I think
Okay.
Chauncey's coaching like a guy unsure of his future, hence a heavy minutes, so like a direction leave this in a situation heavy vet ISOs and minutes, etc. That definitely could be possible. I mean, potentially.
Yeah, this is how I see it. And Chauncey was on board with this as well because it makes him look good too. But when you purposely try to set expectations as low as possible before the season starts, I think there is a little bit of that going on with Chauncey and Joe. They tried to make it seem like this is a long process. We're not trying to win this year. We're we're going super young. While behind the scenes saying this team is we're going to be really good. Like we have all these pieces. We're going to keep Brogdon and Robert Williams, and we're going to go for it. We're going to try to win, and then all these people will keep praising us because look how good we're doing without Dame, and now I'm getting all this praise because we won the Dame trade. So I think that's what it is. I think they just wanted so badly for this team to win games so that, well, one, you, despite some of you guys saying it's fun for you, they do need to win some games to keep the fan base engaged and interested in this season, especially with the injuries. It makes it tough because, I mean, no Scoot. Like if Sharpe gets hurt, knock on wood that he doesn't. Like if he was not playing right now, like this, it'd almost be worse than the the tanking end of seasons of the last 2 years, right?
And we're in the beginning stages right now.
Right. So I think it's just they just saw the injuries, didn't have a lot of options with Sharpe. I don't think it's like an intentional thing. I think he just gets caught up. I mentioned this last post game show. I think he gets caught up playing him too many minutes in the first half, and then by the time the second half's over, he's like, "Oh crap!" Like if I put him back in with 8 minutes left in the fourth, he's going to play 40 minutes or whatever. So I think they're trying to keep the fans engaged, and obviously Sharpe playing gives them the best chance with all their injuries, but and people want to see Sharpe develop. Like everyone really likes Sharpe and wants him to be awesome and wants to like see him just blossom and become a star. So I think that's like why they're focusing on it. And a lot of people um I wouldn't say have given up, but a lot of people are kind of a lot lower on Scoot than they were all summer, telling us he's generational and he's can't miss, and we're going to win 10 championships in a row and all this stuff. I think a lot of people have more tempered expectations now from Scoot, but I don't think they do with Sharpe. I think everyone still thinks he's on the path to becoming a star, and I don't know. Tori does bring up a good point that
I was about to say that as well.
Yeah, like at some point, someone might have to be the fall guy, and I think then I agree that Cronin could throw Chauncey under the bus to save his job, but as far.
Do you think they would I mean, with the injuries we're having already, do you think they would defend Chauncey again and saying we weren't healthy enough to evaluate him or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be. I've always said he's going to finish this season unless something like really bad happens with
I
him.
don't see him getting fired this season, but in the off season, are they going to be like, oh well, we had injuries all year, we didn't have our backup five, like.
I mean, why wouldn't they? Like they've done that. They did that last year, right? With lesser injuries last year, they did it. So, yeah.
I know tanking is part of the process, but it sucks to lose. Watching your team lose, it's always unfortunate.
Yeah, they have that team option 2 years from now, so he's like kind of a lame duck next year, but not really. So yeah, I think he's probably here another year, and I think
absolutely brutal.
It's like this weird dynamic because like everyone loves Chauncey in the organization. The players all like him. The front office all likes him. And like all the opposing fan bases and teams and coaches and stuff all like him, and he's just like so well respected around the league. Um, but I think they think that makes him better than even if he's not showing well as a coach. I think they think his personality and his just demeanor with the players is good for a young team with development. And whether that's right or wrong, I just think in the end that's going to be the reason they keep him is they'll just continue to say he's he's doing a good job of developing the young guys, and we can't really see that with Scoot yet because he hasn't been playing. But I think that they'll keep him next year and say they want continuity with Scoot, and they like the way he's been working with them in practice and stuff, and say like we're not concerned with the X's and O's or the winning right now because we're more concerned about making sure those guys are developed. But there's no weird way to like. It's not like wins and losses or offensive rating or defensive rating, or like you can't really judge him if they're saying like stuff like that where that can't be measured by a statistic or quantified in a certain way. So I think that's the way they'll go about it and just keep both of them for now.
Yeah, Chauncey's always been a good talker. I mean, ever since he got here, I feel like he's always said the right things. It just never as truly, showed the way we would like it to. And just, I don't know. He's always said the right things, in my opinion. But, so like when we first got him, I was super excited about what he wanted to, do with this offense, defense. He's saying everything we wanted to hear because we, had Stotts for years. And I mean, I don't know. It hasn't been exactly what he wants it to be, and it's just been unfortunate, and it still has most of us questioning whether Chauncey's a good coach, and I think we all have our own answers, and I would like to think he's not, but I'm sure a lot of us can agree with that.
I think he needs to redo his whole staff.
Yeah, that too.
At the very least, just bring in some new ideas that way. Like I guess it's okay if you keep him for developmental reasons, but clear out the coaching staff, man. They should have done that last offseason probably, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess, man. It's a mess at the end of the
Well,
day.
and you look I don't know if you saw Jabari Smith's comments from the Houston Rockets. He was asked what the biggest differences were from last year to this year, and like he wasn't like a jerk about it, but he basically said that uh, there's a lot more structure and Ime is just a way better like coach than Steven Silas was, and I think that's when you see a situation like that where um and it's early still, so this could still change. Just like if you would have said after 14 games last year, you're probably saying that Chauncey's turned the corner and is looking like a pretty good coach too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I think seeing that and just how dysfunctional and just unorganized and just never really seeming to have good game plans and stuff that Houston had last year, and then to watch them just completely change that. And I know they got Van Vliet and Dylan Brooks, which is helping a lot. But just seeing the difference in the ways some of those guys play, the way they're prepared for games, the way they scheme and run different things and have all these uh, organized sets on offense and running different things on defense to try and fool the opposition. Like that makes me wonder if you did have have a better coach, like what would it have looked like these past couple of years, and then what would the rebuild look like with a more competent coach moving forward as well.
I didn't even realize Rockets were 6-3 right now. That's pretty crazy. I didn't even notice
Yeah,
that. I
they've
didn't
won
realize.
6 in a row.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just seen that. I won 6 in a row, man. Shout out to the Rockets. But I mean, yeah, we heard a lot about what Steven Silas was last year. I know there was that crazy report that he was like crying or something because players weren't listening to him. But I know that I don't think that ended up being true. But yeah, I think obviously being a head coach is a low security job for reason. And my favorite teams seem to keep around mid head coaches that probably should just be fired. And I'm almost used to it at this point.
Ron Rivera.
Yeah, Ron Rivera and Chauncey Billups, Terry Stotts for years, Jay Gruden. Like, there's just I don't know if we've had a good head. I don't know if I've dealt with a good head coach in my fandom, man. It sucks.
Yeah.
But
I've got Kyle Shanahan playing Christian McCaffrey in the fourth quarter up 34-3 and trying to get him injured.
Trying to get that record
touchdown
to keep
streak. Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of like overplaying Sharpe right now, right?
But I will say, new ownership there. I can only hope that eventually we'll get new ownership in Portland. That'd be
he's talking about the Washington Commanders for anyone that doesn't know. That's his football team.
Yeah. They released Chauncey's interview.
Did he say anything noteworthy?
Does he still say we lack intensity all the time, or is that not in his vocabulary anymore?
No, I think this year the intensity's been good. I think, and I'd agree with that. I think the effort has been there for the most part. I mean, there's a few players that don't give effort at times during games. But I think the effort level has been there. It's just, I mean, they don't have guys that can score. So.
He said, "Yeah, man." He said something tonight similar to that. Let me guess, we scrapped. I don't know if we can dissect this game any more than we have, though. To be honest, I mean, it's just another rough one. We need our guys back, man. At this point, so where do you guys usually go after talking about the game? Do you usually take questions from chat or?
Yeah, maybe we can go. I'll do a little round the NBA.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that too.
Let's see.
First thing, Dame and the Bucks. Dame Lillard's great tonight. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, Dame had 37 and 13 or something like that. Get the exact. Yeah, 37 and 13 in only 31 minutes. As I mean, they got up big early on the Toronto Raptors, who just. Man, what are the Raptors going to do, Brady?
I have no idea, man. What are they?
Does Ujiri think this team is still going to be good, or are they gonna finally blow it up?
Dude, based off what Ujiri is, what he's done in the past, I still think he's gonna. I think he still would rather let his players walk for nothing than trade them without facing somebody. I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. And they lost the Bucks tonight. They did. I mean, they were getting blown up by the Washington Wizards the other night until the Wizards just blew a freaking lead at the end.
Are the Wizards tanking? was that an ultimate tank? They've had a couple of games recently where they've gotten up huge early and then somehow just magically lose at the end.
Yeah. Even Malik Beasley had 30 tonight for the Bucks. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, he was on fire. Man. I think it's up to like 47% from three now.
Man, the Lakers wish they had that last year from him. He was not very good there. But
I thought he was like such an overrated shooter, but he was getting such clean looks tonight from Dame.
Yeah, Dame and Giannis just need to figure out how to play together, and that team is gonna be clicking. I know that I've seen a video today that is Dame washed or whatever because obviously he hasn't been very good, and obviously, I mean, I knew that wasn't the case, and he shows that tonight. Dame is not washed. Let's not overreact, right? I mean, I know it's clicks, but
I'm sure someone could find this very easily. But I saw a stat from November of last year. Dame's numbers with the Bucks so far are better than his numbers last season with the Blazers in November.
Yeah, I think
which is weird to see or think about because like Dame ended up with like such a incredible season. And I know he missed part of November with injuries and stuff, but so it's just so weird to think about that he struggled that much in November, but still averaged 32 points a game or something.
once AJ Griffin figures out how to use those two, the Bucks should be very good. I mean, they're still
Yeah.
7-4, but yeah, it hasn't looked great with those two yet. I mean, but once they get it figured out, it's gonna be fantastic for the Bucks,
Mm-hmm.
as we should all expect.
Yeah.
Mavericks
Yeah.
Wizards. I mean, Mavericks blew out the Wizards pretty much. I did have an over on Luka Doncic tonight. That was over 29.5, and he had 21 at halftime, and then just didn't score over 29.
Only played 32 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, they got blown out. Jason Kidd even put him in at the very end, which I was like shocked by because they were still up like 20, and but he was just not aggressive because he obviously didn't need to be. So that sucked. But
Yeah, Hardaway was on fire off the bench, had 31 points. My guy Derek Lively had 17 and 9 as the starting center. Derek Jones Jr. 20 points.
he's been great with Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been a great gift for them. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for Derek Jones Jr.
For the Wizards, they were led by Kyle Kuzma's 22. Jordan Poole 16 on 6 of 17 shooting.
Yeah, Jordan Poole has not been great in Washington so far, only averaging 16, only 16 on the season.
The ESPN game tonight had Boston going into Philly and beating the Philadelphia 76ers, so they are back in first place in the East now. Tatum had 29, Derek White 27. Philadelphia, Maxey only had 20. Not a great game shooting for him, 6 of 15. Embiid only had 20 as well. Only got 16 shots in this one.
And Boston didn't have Jalen or Porzingis tonight either. And
nope.
They
still get the win. Yep.
But they should have plenty of fun matchups this year. Absolutely. Paul Banchero had a game winner on the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, the Bulls are the biggest news right now. Reports came out yesterday that they plan on potentially hitting the reset button. Trades are like the roster might change in a month, which was kind of sad. I feel like that never ends up happening. It just feels way too early. I feel like that kind of just goes till the trade deadline because obviously deadlines force action sometimes. So like you'd probably get more at the deadline than you'd get right now. So I don't really see everything just getting blown up tomorrow for the Bulls, but at the deadline they absolutely should be considering it. And they should also not be retooling and trying to stay competitive. Just hit that reset if you're Chicago. There's no need to try to trade Zach LaVine and win around DeMar DeRozan or something like that. Don't do that. They're just delaying the inevitable again.
Well, I saw one of their reporters say that the front office thinks that they can still turn it around.
Yeah, I agree.
It might be a Toronto Raptors situation.
I believe it. That's how they've operated, man. Their front office before was really bad, and they got Chicago fans super excited right away with how aggressive they were that offseason, getting Lonzo, Caruso, and DeRozan in the same offseason. And again, it worked out for them at first, but obviously you had the unfortunate injury of Lonzo Ball, and since then the Bulls have not been the same.
Well, there's some people that believe that if Lonzo doesn't get hurt, they're like a contender by now. So, I mean, which is really weird.
They looked really good when they had him, but I don't know. I feel like part of me feels like that team could have easily fallen off though. At the same time, even if Lonzo's healthy. So, but it was fun. But Paulo, as I said, hits the game winner at the end. He finishes with only 17 points tonight, but it was enough to get the win. Magic are 6-5, which was a lot of people's darling team in the East, and they're pretty solid so far. Which they've always started the regular season usually pretty good, even before they've always got off to like hot starts. But I feel like this one could hold up. Yeah.
Knicks go into Atlanta and beat Atlanta. Good win for them. Quickly had 20 off the bench. Julius Randle 29, Jalen Brunson 24. Trae Young 4 for 12, only 15 points, but did have 17 assists. DeJounte Murray only scores 13 points, even though he was 6 of 12 from the field. 28 off the bench from Bogdanovic. But yeah, good win for the Knicks.
Yep. Thank you, Mitchell Robinson. You did I had 3 entries tonight, and he was in one of my winning ones where I took his over on rebounds, and he got 15. So
What was the over
it
under?
was 9.5. So
Yeah.
yeah, it felt like pretty easy there, and he got it. Suns beat the Timberwolves. Obviously, the Timberwolves, had an interesting game last night where Cat, Gobert, Draymond, or all get ejected, and
And
then
Gobert
Gobert got fined for getting put in a chokehold, and
got
Draymond's now suspended 5 games without pay. It's absolutely very crazy stuff we saw yesterday. And I saw a tweet. Jamie Daniels is so dirty, but I mean, Clay grabbed his jersey first. I'm not here to argue who's dirty or whatever, but it's just funny what people say. But Suns beat them. This was supposed to be the debut of the big three: Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Durant, but Bradley Beal was out. But originally it was supposed to be the debut of the big three.
Mm.
Uh, Box score watching Nurk, only 3 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds for them tonight. I've Suns fans haven't been very happy with Nurkic, right? Is that what's going on there in Phoenix right now?
No, I mean there's been some moments, but yeah, not overall. They're kind of treating him like Blazer fans have treated him.
No surprise there. Man gets a lot of hate.
Eubanks posterized someone tonight.
Oh shoot!
I don't know if you saw that.
I don't think I watched the video, but Gabe's happy with Nurkic, so that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And we know what the Cavs did. We talked about that enough already.
Yeah.
And
the Kings go into LA and beat the Lakers.
Man.
Anthony Davis and LeBron both played in this one. LeBron had 28. Anthony Davis only scored 9 points in 35 minutes.
Wow.
D'Lo had 28, but they didn't get much else. Cam Reddish 16.
Man, Reddish has been good in their starting lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, if he continues that, maybe he found something in his career going forward because he needed something, and this felt like his last chance. And I'm happy to see him taking the opportunity. Since he's put in the starting lineup, he's been pretty solid for them. I can just imagine how bad Lakers fans are probably clowning Anthony Davis tonight, though. I'm only box score looking because I didn't watch a minute of this game, but 9 points and 35 is brutal.
Yeah. Sabonis had his way with him tonight. 29 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists. And then Fox and Herter both had 28 as well. Man. We let Herter get going a little bit against us, and he was really struggling this season, and now he's on fire.
Yep. Get right games against us makes sense. But that is basically the NBA. We only got 2 games tomorrow. Nets, Heat, Thunder, Warriors. But I mean, from there, do we just take some questions from chat or what?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Do you guys have any questions? Whether about the game, the season, the NBA, or now's your chance to ask Brady a personal question as well.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask me anything. As long as it's not too crazy. But I got you with an answer. And Cam Reddish's annual 3-game terror. Brady life advice segment. Is Barry's shot looking better? Is he just blowing hot and cold? I mean, I thought it looked better. I think he's looking better.
See, I never thought it was bad, like, because he shot the 3 well in college. But yeah, I think tonight it was the most confident. I think, like, a lot of times, I don't know, his 3-point shot had gotten a little slower, I guess, in the NBA. But yeah, I thought it was. I thought he shot the ball and it looked really nice tonight, at least.
What's your go-to cereal? I don't eat cereal very often, hardly ever. But if I had to choose, and I could only live with one cereal for the rest of my life, it had to be, for me, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, probably.
Yeah, not bad.
Probably be my choice. And Tori's question's funny. How did you meet your wife, and did you fall in love at first sight, or was it a process? I met her through a friend, and also through like Instagram. it's funny because I was like talking to her like years ago when I was still in high school, and I ended up not getting serious with her. Instead, I got serious with another girl who ended up being the worst relationship of my entire life. Absolutely toxic for a year and a half. And after that relationship, I immediately, went back to her, and she actually had a boyfriend at the time, but eventually I was able to steer her away from
Oh wow.
from him, and now her and I are history, obviously. Which is something I don't
So,
often do, but it was.
as Chris S says, or did you slide into her DMs on Instagram?
I don't remember how it went, to be honest with you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did in a way steal her. I feel really bad about how it went, but she told me she was like unhappy. But there was like times where she said she would break up with him, but then she wouldn't. Like it wasn't like totally serious. Like at first, like it was just like friendship kind of thing, and then yeah.
I see.
And then I actually followed her on Instagram when I broke up with the other girl, and then eventually she added me. To be honest,
You got lucky. She decided to give you another chance then, huh?
yeah, I guess so. I did get lucky. Are we lagging? Is that what's happening right now?
I didn't see it lag, but
Oh,
yeah, it could be just Alvaro's internet.
how could she know? How could she say no to a famous YouTuber? She didn't even know I did YouTube at first. When I first started, I didn't tell a lot of people because I was kind of embarrassed about it a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I didn't tell anyone, and
your secret life.
Yeah, it was like my secret life for a while because I didn't like people watch my videos in front of me, and now I don't care anymore. But at first I didn't, and for a while when I first started dating her, I didn't tell her about it either. And I told her that I make money another way, and she thought I was a drug dealer at first because I wouldn't tell her. And yeah, ever since she's been super supportive. So
yeah. Does she ever watch any of your videos?
I mean, not really.
Or could she care less about 2K?
She care less about 2K. She'll throw
like
them on for fun sometimes, but other than that, no, she's not like watching it. Usually when she throws them on, she's like, "Look at this idiot" or something to make fun of me.
Yeah. My son, of course, wants to be a YouTuber when he grows up. He's 11 right now, and he has a dad who's on YouTube, and he wants nothing to do with watching my show.
Oh, really?
It's not interesting at all to him.
Yeah. That's
He's not really into watching sports or anything yet. So, yeah.
Is YouTube all you do? Joey asks. Right now, it is technically. So basically, how it works right now is my wife works, and then I stay at home with my kids and do YouTube. It made a lot more sense for me to work from home while she she worked, because at first when we first had our first child, I worked and did YouTube. She hated staying at home. I actually told Eric this, I believe, the other day.
Yeah, it's funny. We just talked about all this stuff.
Yeah, like she hated it. She hated staying at home. She never was that type of girl that wanted to just stay at home all the time. So, me making money from home, it made sense for us to kind of switch. But eventually when my kids are in school and I don't need to stay home with them, because we never had to deal with babysitters, which is nice. Obviously I don't have to pay for that. I'll probably end up, doing something else. Not sure what that is. I do have an associate's degree in digital media. So I have a 2-year degree. I might go back to school. Not sure yet. Probably won't. How's it being 19 years old with 2 kids? Well, not 19, but I am 24.
Nice. Garvin says, have you ever seen The Secret Life of Zach and Cody? It's The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, dude. Come on, get it right. It's not The Secret Life of them.
I was never a Disney watcher growing up. Hardly ever watched Disney Channel. I was more of a Nickelodeon guy, so I didn't even watch Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, surprisingly.
A lot of SpongeBob.
I was a Drake and Josh guy and that kind of stuff. Hey Arnold. I didn't watch that show though. Learn your Disney. Hey, one show that I did like from Disney was Good Luck Charlie. I used to love that show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. What did you think is the most painful historic Blazer moment, what if moment outside of MJ, and then Katie Oden, or Sam Bowie? Okay, I got you. Most painful moment. Oh man, for me, that's a good one because I want to say like I just started watching when Wesley Matthews got hurt. So like I wish I could say that one because obviously that was very painful because of how good that team looked that year. But I just came on the scene and started watching them, so I don't think I was like fully connected yet. So I would say that one. But other than that, I think okay, actually I know what it is that where for me the CJ stepping out of bounds and Covington missing 2 games. Even though that game didn't like mean we were about to go win a championship, that was just
Right.
so brutal watching games like spectacular game get wasted like that. Easily for me. Obviously there's a lot more painful moments, but for my viewing history, that was like one of those games that I just absolutely was so mad going to sleep watching that game. It was just terrible. I think it would honestly, I think if we would have lost that 4 overtime game, I think that would have been even more painful. But thankfully we didn't because I stayed up so late for that game. And man, if we would have went to bed and lost that game, that would have been sick. I would have been sick, man.
I don't know if you know this, but I was at that game with my mom.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard you say that's awesome.
Yeah. No, it was exhausting. Like how Shaden Sharpe looked tonight, that's how I felt just watching that game and cheering.
Most painful moment is when we waved Zeller. Yeah, I don't. Brady has a tat, but won't say where. I actually don't have a tattoo.
Neither do I. We're a couple of boring people, I guess.
My wife has like 5, but I have none. I did have a pet, but she just recently passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not that long ago. Unfortunately, it sucked, man. I haven't had to deal with a lot of death in my life, but that hit me hard, man, because I've had her since I was like probably in middle school. Yeah, losing a dog is tough, man. That was the pet I had. But thankfully she died at home. And she was at my mom's. She was never with me when I moved out. Because we had another dog there. But on her final days, thankfully I went to go see her before because she passed away at home, and my mom told me she wasn't doing well. And if I didn't go see her, I would have never saw her alive again. So I thank myself every day that I did go see her, because I wouldn't have seen her again alive.
That's good.
Yeah.
And that's also a good message for humans as well. If you are thinking of someone, call them or go see your family and stuff because you never know.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Absolutely, definitely. My wife has had to deal with a lot of death in her life, and I've been like the complete opposite. So, yeah, it's fine now. I'm planning on making like some kind of shadow box for her because she was like my first dog. But right now she's just a lock screen on my phone. I don't plan on ever changing it until I get that box done. So that's my goal. Eventually, when we get it done.
I was pretty much the same way as you. I had a dog die when I was a kid. It was like my childhood dog. And until a few weeks ago, that was the only kind of death really that I've had to, or major death in my family that I've had to deal with. So, yeah. Fortunately, as you get older, it becomes part of life.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunate. No tats. That's the Blazers Uprise rule. Okay. If I end up getting a tattoo, I won't tell you I have one because I don't want to be banned from being on here if I have a tattoo. I don't know if I ever plan on getting one though anyway, to be honest, so I don't think we have to worry about that.
I wonder how that affects Rich's plans for his neck tattoos.
Is he planning on getting neck tattoos?
Yeah, and some teardrops under his eyes.
Oh, yeah, that'd be dope. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Rich, you'd really pull that off.
They're not for killing anyone, though. They're for all his tears from Blazer moments that have hurt him.
Oh, okay. That's great. Are you surprised we didn't get a team option for future years with Mays, or can you not do that on a two-way conversion? That'd be a question for Mr. Eric. I'm not sure if that's a rule. I don't think it is.
They could have like Trendon when he signed. They signed him for like 4 years, like non-guaranteed contracts, and that's the reason why they were able to cut him. But I hadn't actually seen the for sure contract that they gave Skyler. Let me look it up just to make sure if it's in here. But my thinking, if it is just a 1-year deal, 1-year deal, they could just re-sign him anyway in the summer, just like last offseason when he went on signed and it seemed like they had a deal in place for whenever Dame got traded, and then they signed him right after that. So, I think I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they just keep signing him to 1-year deals or whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And maybe it's also possible Skyler wasn't willing to sign more than a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's so good that I think he could probably get at least more money in the offseason if he keeps playing the way he is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the most famous person that I've met? It's actually very recent because I haven't met a lot of famous people that I can think of. Like when I was younger, they used to do this like bowl. We like when I was younger, they did this thing here where I lived where like pro bowl, you could bowl with some professional bowlers. So I bowled like Sean Rash and guys like that before. Those like pro bowlers, like not everybody knows them. Recently though, I met Murr from Impractical Jokers, which was really cool. That was like the first. So my wife surprised me with their live event, and she paid for me to meet Murr afterwards. And
nice.
I got.
Is that your favorite?
It was Joe until obviously he had to leave the show. But I think Sal is my favorite. But I love them all. But yeah, I have met Murr. I'm not kidding. I have a handshake. I shook his hand, got a picture with them, and yeah, that was cool. Awesome. The show was so funny. I loved it. It was a great show. But yeah, that's definitely the most famous person I've ever met that I can think of.
Over the summer, we were staying at a hotel, and my kids just happened to watch that because they couldn't find cartoons or something, and it was just like on repeat for like hours, and then came home and my wife started watching it at home and stuff. So yeah, good show.
Yeah, I could watch it all the time. My wife hates it though. She does not like it.
Oh, she does?
No, she does not like it. She thinks
she still got you.
She thinks it's cringe. She still went with me. She had fun at the show, but yeah, she's never been a big fan of it.
All right, I could see it. You think it's not like super funny, but how is it cringe?
I don't know. I'm one of those people that thinks stupid things are funny, and she's like the total opposite. Does not think that. So
okay.
She. I mean, she's been the one that's got me tickets to the Blazers games before. So like, I'm really lucky. I'll say that I'm a lucky guy to have her. So she definitely cares about me. So
yeah. So it was just the three of them doing the show?
Yeah, it was just Sal, Joe, and Q. And then they actually had Sal does a podcast with Joey DeRosa, I think his name is. It's a podcast that's actually kind of funny. It's called I forget what it's called. But it's like where they debate food. It's really funny. They make it really funny. But he opened up the show with a comedy skit, so that was cool too. He was pretty funny actually. That was the first time I ever heard of him, but it was nice. It was bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, that's cool.
Rich
has hung out with George Clooney before.
Damn, that's crazy. Clooney?
Yeah.
That's a big name. That's awesome. What's your favorite movie franchise? Harry Potter is mine. That's a good question. I almost want to say Scream, kind of. But I feel like there's another one I can think of. Scream is probably what's coming to my mind immediately. I'll always love those Scream movies.
Mm-hmm. I'm a Star Wars guy.
I like Star Wars too, for sure. Yeah, Star Wars is. I don't know if I've seen the last couple that have come out, but Star Wars.
Yeah, you don't need to see those.
I always loved playing Lego Star Wars games when I was younger. Those were
Yeah,
always fun. Um, but yeah, I think for me, movie series wise, Scream is probably what I'm immediately thinking of. But there's probably something I'm forgetting about. I've never seen a single Harry Potter. I don't know if that makes me crazy or not, but I have not seen a single one.
they're pretty good. um, Rich was asked if he was ever on ER, but he says he was on 2 episodes of the Untold Stories of the ER, not the same thing. Is that were you like one of the people who like pretended you were a doctor in the reenactment of the scene or something, or you were the person having the spasms or whatever?
Were you addicted to eating Kleenex? The most famous person I've met is Tori Jones.
Oh,
Tori would be absolutely honored.
why are you sucking up to Tori Con?
I have a blazer tattoo on my right shoulder. That's awesome. Hopefully you can put a championship next to it one day or something. Just don't do it before the season starts like some people do. I still don't understand why people do that.
Chris says he dated an adult film star. Oh, wait, I mean, just a film star.
Best concert I've ever went to? I don't like going to concerts. I don't like being around a bunch of people. I don't know. I was like a few summers ago, I was forced to go to a Jason Aldean concert. I'm not a big country guy, and I hated every second of it almost pretty much because it was an outdoor concert, people were getting drunk, and it's not I just don't like being around people like that are drunk and stuff. So I'm not a big concert guy because I just hate being shoulder to shoulder with people, especially ever since that one event happened in my life that I shared on here one time. Maybe one of you guys remember if you were there. But ever since then, I've not liked being around stuff like that. I don't drink either, so I'm not a drinker, which is why I'm not willing to get drunk to loosen it or make it better. I'm just not that type of person, unfortunately.
What's up, Den Third? How you doing, man?
What music do y'all listen to? Uh, I listen to like sad rap music or however you explain that genre. Like,
Sad rap music?
that's probably the bad way to describe that genre, but NBA young boy. No, Juice, Little Peep,
Okay.
X. That's like most of the music I listen to, but I also listen to all types of music.
Mm-hmm.
No concerts, very lame. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty lame. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's very lame not to go to concerts, but for some reason I just yes, I do listen to Juice World. I love Juice World. That's probably one of my favorites, to be honest.
Yeah. I think the last concert I went to was like 25 years ago. I went to the Puff Daddy and Friends concert. And yeah, there was a bunch of people there that night.
My friends went to a Juice World concert when he was like not even popular at all. Like this was like way before he was even popular, and that like I don't think I was invited because I wasn't like totally listening to him yet. But that's one thing I wish I could have maybe went to because that would have been cool to see him before like he blossomed on the scene fully.
Yeah.
But that was yeah, it seems like all the people I listen to have passed away. It seems like it.
Is that why it's sad?
Yeah. Plus they just seeing about sad stuff and
Yeah, that night I saw Gary Trent and Isaiah Ryder getting Visine at 7-Eleven after the concert.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You're an adult, you don't have to be invited. Yeah, you're right. But I probably would have never went by myself. No, that's Garbin. No, that's not the case. That's not what I like. What's your dips record? What's that mean? Like how many dips I can do? Is that what you're asking? I don't know.
Like the exercise?
I don't know if I know that.
What?
That's a great question. I have legitimately no idea. I don't know if I have ever kept track of that.
What's your max on the fly dumbbell squat?
Do dips right now? Yeah, okay. How many dips can you chew? Yeah, I'm not doing that either. Maybe that's the dips he was talking about. But no. Man, you gotta know your dip count. Is that something everybody knows? Go bench 405.
No, I don't think so.
There's no way I could bench 405. I'm like 170 pounds. There's absolutely no way that's happening. Push-up contest live right now. Oh man.
I feel like people don't even know like what their bench is anymore. Like that used to be a thing back in my day, but like no one really cares, or like not a lot of people do traditional workouts anymore.
I don't even know my max bench either. I don't ever go to the gym to just max. I just, do push up for crust, jumping jack for Eric.
What?
We're not exercising right now. Everyone knows that it works out. They still ask everyone. Does the new guy hoop? No, I'm not a hooper.
I feel like you could get back into it if you wanted.
I could, if I wanted to, I could get back into it. I did play basketball when I was younger, and I like to think that I was good, but middle school, 7th grade tryouts, I got cut, and like since then I just like gave up. And I still think I was, and even people on the team told me this, that I was better than some of the people that actually made the team. But once you have a parent within the school system and your mom's a principal, you're gonna automatically make it no matter how bad you are. So that kind of happened too, which I think was a part of it.
And Denthard, for the record, this is the one and only Crushables famous YouTuber, so that's who the new guy is. You obviously don't watch our normal show, Hoops Crush. Check out the episode that dropped yesterday.
When I was younger,
episode
I love you.
7.
Rich wants to slap me for saying when I was younger. I'm sorry. I won't say that again. I only speak English. Don't speak more than one language. What hobby do you enjoy these days besides raising beautiful children? Watching basketball, hanging out with friends, watching football. Used to be a big COD player. Not as much anymore. Video games aren't as fun for me as they used to be. So other than that, nothing much else, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Who can cook better, Eric or Crush? Good question. I don't know what Eric's cooking skills are.
Do you cook at all?
Yeah, I do. But like, I'm not no chef. I could just cook my own meals, but I'm not out there.
I don't know. Does my wife enjoy when I cook? She shook her head yes. So. Okay.
I make some good potatoes in the air fryer, if that's what you're wondering. I'm good at that. How tall is the new guy? Is he lactose intolerant? I'm microwave popcorn doesn't count. Oh, then never mind. No. I am 5'10" with shoes on. I'm for sure. Who's got a spot they're trying to fill in fantasy basketball league. You can
I
take
think we're a few weeks too late. You
you
want
can
to go
take
up your spot already?
you can take my spot. I'm 0-3 and absolutely terrible. It was a 20-man league, granted, so like I had like one of the worst picks in the draft. So I was like pick 16 in a 20-person draft, and yeah, my team is 0-3 right now. So I'm in shambles. But thankfully it was a free league, because if it wasn't, I'd be even more mad.
Wait, you should have had a Joe Cronin answer there for your height. I'm 6'1", but I measured at 5'10". With shoes on though, we call it 6'1".
Yeah, I should have.
It's a
20
good
team
call,
league is
Rich.
pure chaos. Pure chaos. It absolutely is, man. 20 is crazy. Looking to fill in for people who are dropping out. You're not gonna want my team. It sucks, man.
Hey, Gen 3, are you still playing basketball ever on Monday nights? At that place Daniel plays at? I need to play some more.
I'm glad your team's cooking, Connor. Mine's doing the complete opposite. I don't know if you saw, Eric, but I got off to a 90-point lead. The guy didn't play anybody on the first night. So I was like, okay, maybe I get a win this week. But now I'm down 200. So
yeah,
it's just absolutely.
I played in that league last year, and I got so frustrated.
Last year I cooked, man. It was a 12-person league. I had Shea, Halliburton. Like I drafted so great last year.
No,
Man.
but the league you're talking about is a 20-person league,
Yeah,
right?
I know, but I'm talking about the one I played with you and Tori last year.
Oh yeah,
I was cooking in that league. I was like 14-3. I drafted so great, so I thought this year would be good again, and it's been the absolute opposite.
Yeah. Well, 12-team league is
a lot easier. Easily, definitely.
I don't like leagues that just come down to whoever team has more players playing that week, you know.
That's the one thing I hate about fantasy basketball is like it does like determine like if you have more players playing, like because obviously the NBA schedule is a lot more sporadic than NFL. So that's the one thing I don't like about fantasy basketball too. I agree.
I play in a CBS one, played in it for like 20 years. And it takes each player's average fantasy score for a game. So like if they play 4 games or 2 games, it would just take their average of what they scored in those 2 games. So they just get one number that's similar to like a fantasy football score or whatever for the week. So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
and then you don't have to worry about Giannis only plays 2 games, but Tamani Kamara plays 6. Like, do I bench Giannis for someone that plays 6 games instead?
Yeah, Connor, it was that Tori tried to make it to like kind of like fantasy football scoring. I enjoyed it, which is why I was confused about our league this year. But it's fine. Who is your celeb crush? I don't know if I can answer this, man.
You said she doesn't watch, though.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know if I can even think of one, honestly. I'm not sure. You probably did win, Connor. I've got bounced in the playoffs. That's all I remember. Top 5 hottie rankings of all time. Go.
People really want to know who you think is hot.
Jody Allen. I took that from Colonel Pancakes. I'm going to give him credit for that. Jody Allen, top 5 for sure.
Hey, yeah.
I would marry Jody.
I mean, I think you're dumb if you wouldn't.
Well, yeah, she's a billionaire, so might as well.
One of us needs to become the
Facts.
part owner of the Blazers so we can save the team. Yeah,
that's a good one, man. Or Rumo, that's a good one. Just so I could save the team. Yeah, yo, go get that bag and save the team. Yeah, go take one for the team, man. Is Jody even married? I have no idea. She probably isn't.
It's not.
She probably got all that money to herself. She's chilling. So, Mad Mobile, if you want to go do it, man, go ahead. I'm gonna,
Married Bertha.
you're in her DMs as we speak. Crush is the hero we need. She wouldn't want to talk to me.
What if you married Bert? Would you have to sit next to Cronin down there in the front row? I would not like that.
Joe Cronin.
Oh man, Taylor, you would do that crap, man. He says he'll be the new owner and keep Joe Cronin forever just to make us Tori and me happy.
Yeah. Crush complains less than Tori, so he has a chance. Man. I wouldn't. I can't. I don't know, man. I'm happily married, unfortunately. So.
Me too.
Does Crush have college basketball experience? Yes, I played in the SEC or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making up something. No, I don't have any. One night with Jody and she yells to Phil Knight. Following answer. What is your? Whoa. What is your answer? I don't know. You know, Super Mario Wonder isn't as easy. Everyone says. Been struggling while listening to you guys. 10 seconds with Doris Burke. Legend. Favorite board game? Sorry.
I was going to say sorry.
Monopoly. Battleship.
No one's favorite game should be Monopoly because that.
It actually is mine, probably. Monopoly.
I mean, Monopoly's like, I don't know, it's so fun, but then it like never ends and it gets all crazy at the end. I don't know. It takes like 5 hours to play.
I think Dame is happy in Milwaukee. I know some people don't think so, but I mean, I assume he's happy. Hungry Hippos, that's another good one. Who's your least favorite TV NBA color commentator? I don't know if I have a least favorite in the NBA. In the NFL, it's Mark Sanchez, though. I don't know why. I just don't like listening to him. Stephen A. Smith in general. Stephen A. does have some wild opinions sometimes and says some wild things. Candyland. It's another good one. How old is the new guy? Man, I've been referenced as a new guy like 5 times now.
Do you
you
have all these
I'm 17.
Do you have all these games to play with your kids?
No, I have a bunch of different Monopolies upstairs, but we have like Uno, and they're not even old enough yet though to play games like that, but maybe one day.
Yeah. Taylor asked if I liked Mike and Mike more than Kevin and Lamar or vice versa. I definitely like Mike and Mike more.
Oh, Mike and Mike were awesome. And I only listened to them for like a year. They were awesome, though. They were fun.
I mean, the analysis wasn't great, but like, I don't really need analysis when I watch. Like, I like to make my own analysis. So it was more or less like you're watching a game with fellow fans when you're with them. So, yeah. And obviously I'm a huge homer too, so I didn't mind that they were homers.
My favorite is when one of them tried to announce Giannis Antetokounmpo's name, and the other one's like not even close. It was funny.
No, Rich.
Pat McAfee's fun. A lot of people call him, loud and obnoxious, but I think it's pretty funny. Would you rather delete the Star Wars sequels from this timeline or delete Cronin as GM from the timeline? I mean, I think that's easy.
Yeah, it's definitely Cronin.
Yeah. Cronin. Easily. Any other questions before we go? We've been live, for 2 hours now? Go-to karaoke song. I don't know if I have one. Actually, I do. Take On Me. Let's go with that.
Really?
Yeah, I actually love that song.
All right.
I'm not singing
no,
it.
No, you got it. You got
I'm not singing it. Oh my
Come
gosh.
on. I got you. I got the beat going for you. Come on.
I can't. Oh my gosh, am I losing my voice?
Weak.
Take on me. Take on me. But that's all you get from me, unfortunately.
Nice. There you go. Good job.
Tori, if you're still here, you need to one day do an Uprise karaoke stream where you get people to take turns, come on stream, and sing karaoke. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm sure I was flat. My voice is not great for singing. Not a singer.
He didn't even warm up, guys. Come on.
Yeah, and I was losing my voice in the middle of it, man.
Give him props for having the courage to do it in front of all of you.
Yeah, I didn't even have to.
Oh, we should just have like a watch party at well, this wouldn't work for you really, but watch party at a bar, and then we can sing karaoke afterwards or something.
Yeah, definitely. Tori was here. He might not be here anymore. I don't know, but if you ever watch this back, Tori, you need to set up some karaoke because I want to see these guys start.
You mentioned Tori, and he started lagging the show.
Are we lagging again?
I think we're back.
Man, so it's not just Tori. It's not just Tori's internet; it's mine too. Sorry, guys. I pay for the best internet I can get, and that's just what I get in return is lag on streams.
Yeah, go check out Rich. He dropped a new Rip City Retro earlier today. And once again, check out Crushable's channel. Go subscribe if you're not. He's trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. Let's make it happen.
50K.
Yeah, he has some fun rebuilds, tries to keep them realistic and stuff. Even though all your trades in the Bulls one suck. No, just kidding. I saw people complaining that you had a trade with Daniel Tice, even though he
I had to redo the video because of that. I was like, there's no way I was redoing it because of that.
You have to redo it like some salary filler that isn't even important to the trade got bought out. So
I don't have fiber internet.
How dare you?
Because fiber isn't available where I live. If I was at my apartment, fiber was available there when I lived there. I miss having fiber, man. That was always fun to have, but I have the best internet I can get. Unfortunately, no fiber though, which really sucks because fiber is amazing. I remember being able to click upload on a video and it was uploaded at like the snap of a second. It was absolutely insane. Like it'd be like a 30-minute video just uploaded like that. I miss fiber internet so bad.
What?
Best ice cream flavor though is
mint chocolate chip.
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream is good too.
We need a Jailblazer rebuild. I don't know if I can even find a roster for that. So you like eating toothpaste is what you're telling me. With mint chocolate chip.
You're saying this tastes like toothpaste? Are you serious?
Yeah. I can't agree with that. I never like mint chocolate.
Yeah.
Salted caramel guy. That's good too.
Parker's asking me what my go-to karaoke song is. I don't even remember the last time I did karaoke. So I think I sang an Usher song or something once. But it'd probably be like an old school rap song like Ice Cube Today Was a Good Day or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I can't sing at all, so I have to like rap or something.
Yeah, same. I can't do anything so in that genre. All right, boys. I know we got.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you so much, Brady, for hopping on for Tori and also running the stream on your end and doing all the work behind the scenes. Appreciate you, man. And go check out our Hoops Crush podcast over on our second channel, Blazers Uprise podcast. We dropped a new episode yesterday, right before the game. Got out kind of late, so it kind of got lost in the shuffle of the game yesterday. But if you haven't watched it, we don't really talk about too much that isn't still relevant. So go check that out. And we usually drop that the next couple weeks might be tricky because there's game on Tuesday night. So it might be Tuesday morning, but those should be out either Tuesday or Wednesday moving forward. And I'm down to hoop Den third if you want. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and thank you to Tori for allowing both of us to have fun on his channel tonight. And hope to see you guys tomorrow on Blazers Uprise Live. Where Tori will be there, and so if you want to hear his thoughts on the game, which he went to tonight, you can tune into that, and then we'll be back on Friday night for the post-game show after the Blazer game on Friday night.
Yeah, Tori will be back to his regular age tomorrow. For those of you, I'm a younger Tori.
He won't be 17. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it, man. So Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Go Blazers.